theory proposed by Rudolf Virchow, cells come from pre-existing cells. It emphasized that no new cells will be formed without pre-existing cells. Consequently, no new organisms will be formed without pre-existing organisms. A cell is the smallest unit of a living thing. A living thing, whether made of one cell like bacteria or many cells like a human, is called an organism. Thus, cells are the basic building blocks of all organisms. Several cells of one kind that interconnect with each other and perform a shared function form tissues. Several tissues combine to form an organ, such as the stomach, heart, or brain. And several organs make up an organ system, such as the digestive system, circulatory system, or nervous system. Several systems that function together form an organism like a human being. There are many types of cells all grouped into one of two broad categories, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. For example, both animal and plant cells are classified as eukaryotic cells, whereas bacterial cells are classified as prokaryotic. The process that results in the formation of new cells is called cell division. Cell division generally involves two parts: karyokinesis, or the division of the nucleus which produces daughter nuclei, and cytokinesis, which is the division of the cytoplasm which produces daughter cells. After a cell divides by mitosis, the two daughter cells produced contain single-stranded chromosomes, the number of which is exactly the same as the chromosome number of the parent cell. When the cell divides by meiosis, the four daughter cells produced contain single-stranded chromosomes, the number of which reduced to half the chromosome number of the parent cell. Cells need to go through synthesis phase of interphase after division to allow the duplication of the chromosomes and to return single-stranded chromosomes back to double-stranded state. Mitosis occurs in most body cells, also called somatic cells. Most body cells are diploid, represented by 2N, which means they contain two sets of chromosomes. Meiosis occurs during sexual reproduction to produce sex cells or gametes. Gametes, such as the sperm and egg cells, are haploid, represented by N, which means they contain only one set of chromosomes. Chromosomes are found in the nucleus of a eukaryotic cell. They are chemically made up of molecules of proteins and DNA. A chromosome in a cell that is at rest from division is double-stranded. Each strand is called chromatid. Since the two chromatids in a chromosome contain identical genes or genetic information, they are also sometimes referred to as sister chromatids. Sister chromatids are joined together by a centromere. Each sister chromatid is made up of basic proteins called histones and nucleic acid called deoxyribonucleic acid or DNA. Chromosomes are coiled structures made of DNA and proteins. Chromosomes are encoded with genetic instructions for making proteins. These instructions are organized into units called genes. Most genes contain the instructions for a single protein. There may be hundreds or even thousands of genes on a single chromosome. DNA is the major chemical component of chromosome. DNA is replicated during synthesis phase of interphase before a cell divides. DNA replication provides the mechanism for chromosome duplication. Single-stranded chromosomes can be duplicated to produce double-stranded chromosomes. Sister chromatids contain identical genetic information. They separate to form single-stranded chromosomes and are equally distributed to daughter cells during cell division. Thus, cell division involves not only the equal distribution of chromosomes to the nucleus of the daughter cells, but also the transmission of genetic information from parent to daughter cells, from one generation to the next. Moreover, since chromosomes are made up of DNA and DNA is the genetic material, chromosomes act as the storage facility of genetic information and carry the code for the expression of inherited characters.